Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. So I have shown you the topics that we will discuss today. For now we will discuss this three topics, then later we will go to the next part. Okay, Burmese invasion of 1821 AD. So prior to this class, what we have studied about the previous invasions. Okay, so as we have seen that after Burmese invasion, as Ruchinath, okay, the son of Purnananda Buragohai Ruchinath and his supporters, okay, they were coming to dethrone Chandrakanta Singha. But now here we will see that Ruchinath and his supporters were being punished by whom? Chandrakanta Singha. Okay, he punished Ruchinath. Who was Ruchinath? He was the son of Purnananda Buragohai. So Ruchinath was, however, asking for help from the British, but he did not get this help. Why? The British that time, they were in non-intervention policy, okay, towards any state. They would not interfere any state affairs during that time. So during this time when the state was in turmoil, the Burmese were rising as the real powers, while Chandrakanta Singha, he was the mere spectator. Just he could only see what is going on. He had no powers left in him. Okay, so when the Burmese left, okay, Burmese left for the period, then Chandrakanta Singha thought that for preventing further Burmese invasions, he would build a fort now. Where he would build the fort? Towards the road where the Burmese actually enters. Okay, that was in Jaipur. So that how he built one Borborwa, that is Patal Borborwa. Okay, Patal Borborwa was, he was the Borborwa. This Borborwa, Buragohai, these are actually post of officers. Okay, these are the title of the post, like we have nowadays. Okay, in police, SI, in different job we have the post name. Now these are the name of the post actually where they serve. So Patal Borborwa was given the supervision to look after the construction of the fort. So in the meantime, in Burma, what happened? Badao Paya, who was the Burmese ruler, he died, and the successor was Bagidao. Okay, so when Bagidao heard of this construction of a fort to prevent the Burmese to enter Assam, what Bagidao did? He immediately sent an army under Mingi Maha, who was previously also coming to Assam. Okay, he was the commander of the army, Mingi Maha. Mingi Maha. So Bagidao actually was a very cruel nature. He could not bear that the fort was being built to prevent them. Okay, there. Now see, this led to the, under Mingi Maha, this led to the third Burmese invasion that we are studying. Understood? So third Burmese invasion was under Mingi Maha Tilwa. He killed the Patal Borwa who was supervising the fort construction. Okay, so in this way they could occupy Jorhat also. Okay, because Chandrakanta was so much feared that Chandrakanta Singha flee to Guwahati. Okay, so Burmese occupied Jorhat. They established themselves in Jorhat. They occupied the Ahom capital. Then Chandrakanta Singha, they asked Chandrakanta to return, but he did not return. He took refuge with the English. Okay, Chandrakanta took refuge with the English. So now let's come to Jogeshwar Singha. Just because Chandrakanta refused to come here, okay, to the capital, Burmese, what they did, they installed a prince named Jogeshwar Singha on the Ahom throne in which year? 1821. So see, Jogeshwar Singha, by whom he was made the king? By the Burmese. So he was called Mane Pota Raja, or king installed by Burmese. Okay, that is why he was a puppet king. Puppet king means what? Main power was in the hand of the Burmese. He could not do anything. He was just a king in name. Okay, he ruled from 1821 to 1825, and the real power was exercised by the Burmese. They also occupied Guwahati by that time, and also they asked the English to return those rulers, fugitive rulers who were taking refuge in the English, like Purandar Singha, like Chandrakanta Singha. Okay, but the English refused. So what happened? The relationship between the English and the Burmese deteriorated. Okay, so as the Burmese were all in all, the fugitive king Chandrakanta Singha and Purandar, they actually asked again. They also asked English help to save Assam actually. Okay, but English refused to directly interfere. Okay, they helped with some mercenaries. They helped Chandrakanta by sending some mercenaries. But Chandrakanta, although he fought the battle at Mahagar is said to be the last battle that is fought by the Ahoms to save Assam, for an independent Assam. This is the last one. Okay, because here Chandrakanta, although initially had some big victories, but what happened? Chandrakanta was defeated. Again in Hadira Chowki also he was defeated. So in this way, again who was the prior commander of the Burmese? Mingi Maha Tilwa. Another commander came now, Mingi Maha Bandula. Okay, Mingi Maha Bandula, another commander came, due to which the Burmese army strengthened more. So in this way they tightened their hold in Assam. So 1821 to 1825, it is regarded as Manordin. Man means the Burmese. Okay, their days were a ring of terror. Okay, during their rule in Assam, they had plundered down villages, burned down villages, committed terrible atrocities on the people. Okay, so many people became fugitive. They left Assam to some neighboring places. Okay, they were wandering from place to place. So that period is also known as Man Bhagan or Din. Bhagan means those people became fugitive. They were known as Bhaganias in Assamese. Okay, and one more term you can learn from here is Duania. Duwaniya. Who were the Duanias here now? These were those people who were in disguise of the Burmese. That means they were acting like Burmese. Okay, people could not actually differentiate whether these are Burmese people or their own people. Okay, but these people actually, they were not Burmese, but they were in guise of Burmese. They were surpassing even the Burmese in committing atrocities upon their own people. Okay, this kind of people we can see even today. The term Duania, that means in today's context we can see people they were so much greedy. These people are so much greedy that they can tell any name or in disguise of anyone. They can come and loot, plunder, okay, do immoral activities, but they will not show their own identity. Their identity will be of someone else. This kind of things we have seen, but this is really bad. Okay, we have to put moral values. We have to see through moral values. This is wrong. Doing this kind of thing is wrong. Okay, so during this period of Manordin, Assam really went through severe atrocities. So Badan Chandra Borphukan is held responsible. Badan Chandra, as I have told, Badan invited Burmese to help him to remove Purnananda Buraguhai. Some scholars also tell that Purnananda Buraguhai was also responsible because of Burmese invasion. Why? Because Purnananda's rule was not liked by Badan. That to end his rule only he invited the Burmese. So in one way, scholars, when you write in answer, you have to write scholars are opining or scholars say that. Okay, you cannot write that Purnananda is also responsible. It will be like you are writing from your own side. as this is the opinion of a scholar, we have to write scholars have opined in this way, okay, that Badan, in some scholars Badan Chandra is only responsible, some say that both are responsible, okay, but inviting someone else, that means some exterior power, external power, to interfere in a internal affair of the state, it is really to be criticized, okay. This is really something wrong. If you have some problem, just take example from your life, you should solve it on your own, or otherwise if you take help from someone, the other external person might be always wanting that opportunity to create problems in your life, that might have already got the opportunity because you have invited. So this is of this kind of criticism. I'm just relating it so that you can understand. So let us come to the results of Burmese invasion of Assam. First result is that, what are the consequences, is that downfall of 600 years long Ahom rule. This is very important because Ahom rule is only the longest ruling dynasty, okay. 600 years is really a long time. Then this is for the first time that Ahom rulers, they came under Burmese rule, okay, like they became tutelage or mere puppet rulers under Burmese rule. Another thing is that they lack military strength also. That is why like rulers like Chandrakanta had to flee and take refuge in English territories, okay. So this is another result. So even the officials, most of the officials, they took refuge. So what happened, they could not save Assam, they could not save Assam. So this fastened the downfall. This downfall has been fastened, or it became quick, accelerated due to their incapabilities. Another result was the economic destruction, okay. The economy of the state has ruined due to Burmese invasion. How it ruined? Because due to so much of atrocities, people fled from their villages. The villages became deserted, okay. Cultivation shut down. When cultivation shut down, the production of goods shut down, trade shut down, okay. So in social life also they had many adverse effects. So this, due to Burmese invasion, the entire economy of the state has been ruined. And when economy is shut down, the government's treasury is also shut down, okay. That is why economy, building up economy is very important, but economy during the Burmese rule has shut down. So another most important result is the coming of the English East India Company to Assam, that we will see in the later part, that Anglo-Burmese war took place. Anglo-Burmese war means what? After the occupation of the Burmese of Assam, now later on English East India Company will intervene. Initially they were not intervening. How English intervention took, this is also a result of Burmese invasion, because once the Burmese occupied Arakan, Manipur, Kachar, and finally occupied Assam, now Burmese became direct rivals of the English, okay. They were now moving towards English, okay. So to stop this invasion, okay, to stop the Burmese advance, the English had to interfere or intervene in Assam. They had to enter Assam to stop the Burmese invasion, and that led to the Anglo-Burmese war, that was from 1824 to 26. And the final result, as we already know, that after the first Anglo-Burmese war in 1826, a treaty has been signed between the Burmese and the English, the Treaty of Yandabo. That is very famous and it's very important. The Treaty of Yandabo we will study later. It was signed in 1826, and on the basis of that, on conditions of that treaty, the Burmese had to withdraw from Assam. Now Assam is left in whose hands? In the hands of the British. So Assam is under the British government now. So finally the Ahom rule ended. So once the Burmese occupied Assam, they had now greed for more territories, their thirst for more territories. So they were going on occupying Nagaung, okay, Kachar. Uh, the English knew that when the Burmese will occupy Kachar, it will again pose a threat to Srihatta. That is another place. So the British thought that they should now take an action, take some measures to prevent this Burmese aggression. So to wage a war against Burmese during 5th March 1824, Lord Amherst, he was the Governor General during that time, he declared war against the Burmese. So this was the first war, Anglo-Burmese war. So see here the first Anglo-Burmese war, how it started, how the war took place. It was not only one force from the British side. These are British forces. British forces, and they pursued the Burmese from three sides. One side is, this is one force under Lord Macmorrain, okay, remember these three forces, from Gwalpara to Guwahati side, that Gwalpara side, okay. Number two, second force is under David Scott, and that is from Chattogram side, and Srihatta, okay, Srihatta and Chattogram frontier, another side. And the third force is under Sir Archibald Campbell, A. Campbell, you can say, from the Irrawaddy river side to Rangoon, okay. From all three sides they were pursuing the Burmese. So under Macmorrain was coming towards Guwahati, and David Scott, okay, no, David Scott. So they from that side they could occupy Guwahati, okay, and Burmese could not be face the English invasion, so they retreated, okay. So in a very short time the lower Assam, Guwahati and Gwalpara, these places became under British control. And who was the newly appointed military governor of this region, occupied region, English occupied region? Sir Colonel Richardson, okay. So the next part is the English march towards Upper Assam. Although they occupied Lower Assam, but Upper Assam was still under the Burmese. They already fought with the English, but they were defeated, okay. So English forces under Lieutenant Newville, he could occupy Jorhat in 1825, 17 December, and during that time the Burmese retreated from here to establish in Gorisagar. But this also, Burmese also failed in Gorisagar because the English defeated them here. They had no other option left but to return. So while retreating, the Burmese, they still were at committing atrocities upon the people of East Assam, okay. With the help of Singphos also, Burmese tried to prevent the English advance, but they could not. The Captain Newville in 1825, he defeated the Burmese and also the Singphos. In Manipur also, Pemberton, he was the English commander. Pemberton, he with some very good tactics, he derived the Burmese out of Manipur also. And from the Rangoon side, Campbell, that I already told, Arkit Campbell, he could occupy that region. And finally the English, they occupied the Burmese town of Yandabu, where they signed the treaty, okay. Then the Burmese did not have any option left but only to sign the treaty with the English. So when Yandabu Treaty was signed in 1826, uh, according to the second article of Yandabu, Assam had to be given, that means Burmese had to renounce all its claim from Assam. Burmese could not also interfere in the future in any affairs of Assam, okay. So the main thing here is that Assam, here Ahoms were not the ruler now, okay. They were already declining, the Ahoms already declined, they were not the ruler now. And another thing is that the English were neither the ruler of Assam, but taking this advantage that nowhere there were no rulers in Assam, the English uh, English took the advantage of this period of having no rulers. They claimed its rule over Assam. Okay, now even the people of Assam, they were not opposing the English, because they were thinking that at least they will be now free from the Burmese atrocities. Now when the English became the sole rulers of Assam, what happened? They, however, were not allowing the previous rulers, Chandrakanta or Jogeshwar Singha, they did not allow those rulers to come and reside here. They resided in Guwahati and even died there. Okay, so ultimately what happened, as a result of Burmese invasion, English could enter Assam. Now let us see what were the treaties, Yandabu treaties conditions, or the main provisions. So Yandabu Treaty was the treaty which brought an end to the Anglo-Burmese War, and there were four, we should know that there were four Anglo-Burmese war that took place. We have studied here only as a summarized way, that is not even there in your book. So four Anglo-Burmese war that took place, one in Brahmaputra Valley, another in Kachar, Manipur and Burma. Okay, Brahmaputra Valley, Kachar, Manipur and Burma. So finally it was in Burma where in Yandabu the treaty was signed. So when was the treaty signed? As you already know, it is in 24th Feb of 1826. Okay, so what were the provisions of the treaty? This treaty only brought an end to the Anglo-Burmese war. So let us see what are the provisions. The provisions were that first of all, 1 crore, a sum of 1 crore has to be paid to the English as war indemnity by the Burmese. Second is that the British will occupy now Arakan and Tenasserim. Now this third is that the Burmese will not interfere in Assam, Kachar and Jaintia. And fourth is that Burmese will recognize Gambhir Singh as the king of Manipur, and the British also wanted that in Burma, in Ava, they will have a British resident, and the British also allowed that allowed the king of Ava to place an officer in Calcutta. Okay, officer in Calcutta. So this Yandabu Treaty, it was in whose favor? In the favor of the English, ended the Burmese rule and lead to an expansion of the British territories in Assam. So that was the final result here. So this is the ultimate result of the Burmese invasion, that Assam went to the hand of the British and another new chapter began. Okay, with the Burmese invasion, end of Ahom rule, another new chapter began here in Assam. Okay, Assam under the British rule. So thank you so much. Clear your doubts in doubt clearance class.